What's up, everybody? Blue Hair Dave here. Elon Musk, Dogecoin. He's buying some Dogecoin for his kiddo, and I'm going to tell you what that means and what's happened and what his tweets did, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe now because I got lots of news and information and ways to make money on the old internet on the channel, so go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, so I'm going to go straight in and just read the news so I can get this out there to you. So Elon Musk tweeted that he was going to buy his kid Dogecoin or Doggycoin, which is a cryptocurrency created in 2013, and a bunch of venture capitalists who are known for being bullish on things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency don't like the idea that people are tweeting and it makes the price of these coins go up with speculation. But the weird thing is I've got news for you. A huge amount of the investing that's going on in cryptocurrencies and the stock market these days, because it's accessible by everybody, by retail investors. That's, the guy down the street or somebody who just likes to put a couple bucks into things. Everybody is speculating. People aren't really buying their Exxon stock and then holding on to it for 40 years, right? Maybe you buy Apple and hold it forever or whatever. But a lot of what's going on is speculation anyway. And all of a sudden, somehow, this is some kind of crazy news for these folks. So this story talks about, so Elon basically tweeted that he bought his kid some Dogecoin and it doubled in its value. And that's pretty much what happened. And it calmed down a bit after that. So it's one of those things, it's kind of like a pump and dump, where if Elon makes a tweet, he can raise the value of something. So if he buys something and then tweets that he bought it, the value goes up. Same thing happened with Tesla buying Bitcoin. And that's a whole different story, and I'll make a video on that. But that also is problematic in its own right, because that could just be a distraction from what's actually going on at Tesla. And they start talking about Bitcoin and how they can make money in Bitcoin. But I think it went up, they gained like $500 million within the first 48 hours after they announced that. So back to the Doggycoin. I think Doggycoin sounds better than Dogecoin. It's about the famous meme, but I guess you can call it both ways. Who knows? Because it's a made up word anyway for the coin. So Nick Carter, who's a venture capitalist, and he's known for being bullish on Bitcoin, and he's calling this a vehicle for speculation. Also, it's not the same Nick Carter that was in the Backstreet Boys. Just for clarification, this is a different Nick. And this Nick actually looks a bit younger than the other Nick Carter, because the one's 40 and this guy looks like he's 20. But there's been a lot of celebrities that have put tweets about Dogecoin, and that made the value go up. And if you're not familiar with what penny stocks are, it seems like cryptocurrency world is a lot like the penny stock market, which is still alive and well, where something's worth like 3 cents, right? Penny stock. And if you have a high enough exposure, things like tweets or advertising, and you don't disclose that you're an owner of that thing, that actually makes it somewhat illegal. And say you're somebody that has exposure like Elon Musk, and you've got a ton of followers on social media. You'd be like, I'm buying this. Other people will jump in and buy it just to ride it up, and then they sell. And that is called a pump and dump. And people have been doing it for years with stocks. And so this is kind of reminiscent of that, because they're speculating. And speculation is when you buy something hoping it's going to go up, and then you kind of sell it when it gets high enough and you dump it. You're not holding it for the long term. You're not actually investing in the company, which was supposed to be the purpose of stocks. Although the stock market and its original purpose and what they are today are not the same thing anymore. The stock market is not the economy. The stock market is literally just a large gambling venue for folks to invest in something, bet on it, and then when it goes up, they can sell some of it or they hold on to it, and then it's kind of like being at a craps game that lasts for 20 years if you hold on to it long enough. And it's worked out for some people in Bitcoin, from 4,000 to 10,000, and then back down to 5,000, and then up to like over 40,000. The stock of a Bitcoin and the value of it skyrocketed after Tesla bought a bunch. There's a whole bunch of issues with cryptocurrency, and people will comment all the time. And I am not known as the expert prognosticator, but I can tell you about the risks, because the thing with cryptocurrency is it's a threat to world governments. And if it's a threat to world governments, you got to think that they're going to regulate their way out of these items and trying to get people so they can't use them, or to make them so unstable people won't want to use them. And you'll also notice that when nation states act on cryptocurrencies and they sell a bunch, or they do their own pump and dump kind of speculation with cryptocurrencies, you'll see there's huge drops, and people go, well, why did that happen? That's because a country like North Korea, who can't get actual US dollars or cash invested because of sanctions and things like that, will actually play on the take advantage of the anonymity of cryptocurrency, and they will manipulate the markets so that they make some money, and then they sell a bunch of it off to fund whatever they're doing, buying missiles or nukes or submarines or whatever it is. So this does happen, and that's a threat to other nation states. And the nation states that have the currency like the euro or the US dollar, how long do you really think they put up with this if it remains a threat, or if it starts getting into their business too much? That is my ultimate long-term problem with cryptocurrencies in general. But I'm sure people will comment and disagree, and you're welcome to do that, because I don't know everything. In fact, I know very little, but I do know a lot about certain things. So subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. That's about it for Dogecoin, but basically it was down here and it went up here because Elon Musk tweeted that he bought it for his kid. He said he wanted to have a toddler hodler to hold on to it, and a couple other celebrities did. So his exact tweet was, bought some Dogecoin for Lil X so he can be a toddler hodler. And that is a play on the hodl of people with Bitcoin when it was going up and down a ton, which it still does. And they would say, hold on to it, because they're worried about losing their money. Okay. And what the experts like Nick Carter, not the Backstreet Boy, are saying is that they're criticizing Musk for his comments because it makes like a run on it, and the tweets are irresponsible. So he says it's kind of like the GameStop stock, which is where a bunch of people from Reddit, a whole other story, got together and bought a ton because they saw that people had short positions on GameStop, and they wanted to call their bluff and basically have them lose a couple $1 billion. And they sure accomplished that. And that's the power of a bunch of people going against a large firm, which I think personally is pretty cool. And I don't see why there'd be regulation against that, because if a large firm has that kind of power, why can't a bunch of people acting in unison have that same kind of power, right? But to my point, it becomes a threat to the people who run the system, and they will find a way to smash it. And I'm sure that you'll see that happening very soon. Okay, so basically there's a meme for Dogecoin. People think it's cute, so they throw a couple bucks into it. It's super inexpensive. For all I know, in 30 years, we'll fund a mission to Mars with Dogecoin, and President Doge will be the president of the planet or something when the aliens come invade, and I will be completely wrong. But hell, if it's so inexpensive, why not buy some, right? Full disclosure, this is not financial advice. I know nothing about investing or finances, except for what I do in my own research, and I'm not telling you what to do. I have to say that for the lawyers and the practical purposes. But go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll check out on my next video, because I'm going to go into some cryptocurrency as well. So look for that video about Bitcoin and Tesla. All right, take care. Bye.